Hello, YouTube audience. I feel like I haven't said hi to you in a while, especially if some of you are not Patreon subscribers. You're probably wondering what has been going on. And if you are a Patreon subscriber, there may have been some things you missed. So I'm here to catch everybody up on what's been going on with Cloth Map. First of all, we've been filming a lot. We went to Bosnia in Sarajevo specifically, Serbia in Belgrade, which has this sweet fortress, Croatia in the city of Zagreb, the capital, and to Mongolia, where we were in and out of Ulaanbaatar. If you're a patron, you may have seen these daily dispatch videos recounting what we did every day. I've also been posting some behind the scenes photos to the Cloth Map Instagram account, which has been fun because it's nice to have an outlet for shots that won't necessarily make it into a feature video. But from all of those trips, we now have multiple terabytes of video footage that it is now my priority to stay in the United States and edit all of that. No more trips for a while. We kind of stacked up the Balkans and Mongolia because, number one, it made financial sense because I was already going to be in Europe and could just pop over to the Balkans. And then Mongolia, the Nadam festival, which we went to see, only happens once a year. So, but yes, now is the time for editing. On that front, I have already made it through a big chunk of the work on the Balkans. I have trimmed, sent off, and received 31 transcripts from the interviews and tours that we shot. So that's sit down and talk to a person, and then also here's a guide going around and telling us about a place. All told, it was 17 and a half hours of footage, which equates to 370 single-spaced pages of transcripts. I think this weekend I'm just going to maybe go somewhere nice and quiet and read for forever, as long as it takes. But basically what happens is I get these transcripts back from a transcription service who I've sent those interviews to. They type down everything that is said. I read the documents and then turn them into scripts from there. So it'll be my job to go through all of those things. Maybe I'll skim through a few of them, but basically break them out into, okay, this is what a video 1 is, this is what video 2 is, and arrange them. And then from there, I can start working on a script. So voiceover, this sort of footage goes here, and then from that outline, it makes editing so much easier. I wish I would have figured out this whole process in the beginning of Cloth Map, because Chernobyl, the first big piece, was basically me just hitting my head against a wall and watching the footage over and over again and rewriting the VO. That one took a long time, so this is a much easier way to do it. Speaking of editing, a big thanks to Joey Fameli for helping out with the edit of the Cuba travelogue that went up for patrons, which shows how we got into Cuba, how we got around, things we ate and drank, how to roll a cigar, Joey's dance moves, etc. For those of you that don't know, Joey was the cameraman in Cuba as well as Brazil. He didn't end up going to Mongolia or the Balkans with us because he and his wife had their first baby, so congrats to them. Also, you may recall I teased another video from Cuba, specifically an interview with a woman we met there, but I've decided to hold off on that video because we've shot footage since then that I think will be able to tie into a better piece. So that is coming later. There were also 2 back-to-back trips to LA, one for E3, in which I sat on the Giant Bomb live show, which was fun, and appeared on the Giant Beastcast podcast. And then it was back to LA a few days later for VidCon, the Internet Video Industry Conference. I did a live Q&A session from my hotel room where I basically spelled out everything that I learned over the 2 days of the conference. So if you are a patron and you missed that, there's an archive that you can go back and watch. Speaking of Q&As, I will be doing another one of those for patrons this month. And actually one of the things that I was asked about during the VidCon livestream was the idea of Cloth Map merch. So I have been investigating this, even going so far as to do some mock-ups and print some samples. So stay tuned on that. And I think I've figured out a way to do discounts for patrons. So thumbs up if you're one of those. Worth pointing out that we could not do Cloth Map without the support of our patrons, so thank you to everyone who is contributing. If you're curious about what you get as a patron, you can go to patreon.com/clothmap. And if for whatever reason you can't or don't want to go through Patreon but would still like to support ClothMap, there are other methods at clothmap.co/contribute, including cryptocurrency, if that is your thing. I know a lot of you, some of you, like to stay anonymous, so that's there if you would like to do that. Boy, maybe I should do these videos more often because I feel like I just presented a deluge of information on you. But that is what's going on with ClothMap. Stay tuned for some dang videos.